As a researcher, I work with doctors, but I am not a doctor. I am simply a researcher, so this is purely educational purposes only. My name is Victoria Felkar, and I'm a researcher at the University of British Columbia. Competing. How to make it healthier. And I'm not going to say the word healthy because ultimately it's not healthy. And I don't care if you're like a super mutant and you have like perfect genetics and hormonal adaptations and everything else. Competing is opening yourself not only for comparison, so from like an emotional, psychological standpoint, but you're also putting your body into a ton of different expectations. Expectations to lift certain weights, expectations to look certain ways, expectations to perform a certain way. When we do that, it is incredibly, well, it just takes a lot. It takes a lot. Like I said, the body's integrated. Everything in the body is integrated. So you have to think that in order for you to just be you on an everyday basis, that's a lot of work. In order for you to be you on an everyday basis and now do this amazing feat, that's even more work. And it sometimes could be like one little thing that starts to go astray and everything, and even if that one thing doesn't go astray, maybe that one thing that does cause like that trigger, which then causes this like breakdown that a lot of people experience, it can be the actual act of, you know, doing more cardio than your body is okay with, eating less calories than your body's okay with. So in my opinion, competing, it's never going to be healthy. We can make it healthier. We can do certain things that we can manage what we're doing in a way that can help individuals navigate some of the like potential side effects of competing or the effects of competing, right? The effects, yeah. If you train a lot to the point that it's going to take for your body to look a certain way or to, you know, lift a certain weight, you're essentially asking your body to go into a hyper-stress state. Stress has an effect on the body. And what amazes me is right now within medicine, we're starting to recognize that like stress has this detrimental effect on inflammation. Inflammation causes like certain chronic diseases or issues. Yet we fail to see that competing asks us to put our bodies in excruciating amount of stress, and we expect that we're going to be healthier at the end. Like it blows my mind because like think about it. You are asking your body to be stressed. You are being hypocaloric. You're adding in compounds that don't exist, that your body doesn't even know how to like metabolize them, and expecting that you can walk away from that unscathed. That's just stupidity. So I think number one is us realizing as an industry that what we do is it's got issues, it's got side effects, it's got effects that are going to follow. So don't be retroactive, be proactive. One of the things that I think that can really help with this process is it's three things. One, build a foundation first. Or not even rebuild. Make sure your foundation is there. I'm going to use a metaphor of a house because this is the best way I can explain this. All of us right now, hopefully watching, unless you're like, I don't even know how I would explain this, but we all are built already. Our bodies are there. So when we bodybuild or when we, whatever it might be, we're already built. We're not suddenly like, you know, lifting weights and building new muscle. No, your muscle's there. You're just now creating new pathways, doing new things, so on and so forth. So we have to first recognize that like we're already there. We're not reinventing anything. We're just learning how to make it better. A foundation on a house. So if you go and you buy a house, let's say, I don't know, you're 30 years old, 30-year-old house. Why would you put granite countertops in if your foundation is completely cracked and unstable? I just don't understand, but people do that. Instead of taking care of the foundational stuff, they just put a facade on. This is like figure competitor 101. That instead of actually creating a foundation in terms of, okay, how is your hormonal management? Are you having a regular period? Have you always had a regular period and you just don't know why? What's your thyroid like? What's your digestion? You already have shit digestion and now you want to compete? Good luck. Create a foundation. I don't know, maybe actually train first. Then years later, maybe think about competing. Don't train to compete. That foundation, men, women, regardless of the sport, so important. because we then try to manipulate when we don't have a foundation. And then we try to go that third step, we try to enhance when we don't even have a foundation. So we try to put that granite countertop, that enhancement, and that foundation's not even there. And your house is about to crumble over and you can't even see that that's an issue. You can't see that your foundation's not there. So how we look at performance, how we look at training, we have to change that lens. We have to be able to actually say to people like, look, you want to compete? It's just not in your cards right now. You need to first, like, I don't know, learn how to squat before you enter a powerlifting meet. You need to first, you know, build muscle before you enter a bodybuilding show. Because you can't manipulate something that's not there, and you sure in hell can't enhance something that's not there. And even the people that are at the top, even the people that might be in a good place in their minds to start, you know, manipulating and enhancing, this is a cycle. It's not like it's a staircase. It's not like you're just going and you're going up the steps. It's an ongoing cycle. So you can be at the top of your game and you can be enhancing your performance through whether it's using certain substances or certain training methods that are more advanced, but you're still always making sure your foundation is there. That foundational stuff, like, I don't care how much somebody squats if they can't take a shit. I don't care how much somebody, if somebody has a pro card, if their hair is falling out in clumps. I don't care how long your workout is if you can't sleep afterwards. The foundational concepts we have to develop and maintain through management. Because realistically, when we go into competing, when we go into performing certain feats, we are asking ourselves to enter certain amounts of like inhibitions or effects, side effects. I hate the word side effects, but side effects. If you're somebody that already has fucked up ideas around food and now you want to diet for the next 30 weeks and go from, I don't know, 200 pounds down to 110, yeah, you're gonna have a fucked up relationship with food afterwards. And if you don't, awesome, amazing. But if I've learned anything, it's that there's often more downsides than there are upsides when people aren't careful with how they go into competition, if they don't think about all these different things.